Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Qudash, double honor to the apostle nails of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brother that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, have mercy upon you. Alright, back again, to highlight the wickedness of Eve, the so-called black woman. You know, that the world love not speaking about. What I mean by not speaking about, anytime they're in other words, they never are called out. You know, they'll say, you know, most of you content creators will say what? Black people, when the main culprit is what? It's Eve, the so-called black woman. Well, hey, this is what we have. This is what society has been comfortable doing. You know, it's just like not calling out the so-called white man. Can't talk about one, not lead the other. Can't talk about one and leave the other out, right? What? Hiding their sins, you know, like hiding your hand behind your back when you're doing wickedness, you know, every day, every single day. And your weakness is out front, but no one is singling you out. Eve, that's you. Right along with the so-called white man, that's you. Huh? Look at what's going on in there over there in Gaza. And they, you know, you got a few here and there calling it out, but guess what? It's not enough. You know, but we as the hopeful elect, we're aware of all of these things and all things that takes place in the world, you know. But I'm highlighting the wickedness of America. First, in Eve, you're that culprit. You're one of the main culprits over here in America that causes most of the chaos that goes on in America. Yes, you do. You know, you all hate one another. You hate one another, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you proof and show you that you all hate one another. But y'all love defending what? Wicked and nasty behavior. Because why? Because this is how most of you all are. And you one that sit in the background don't say nothing. You know better than the ones that are doing it. You want to know why? You know, it no different. The same way that the so-called white man do his wickedness, and you got what? And you got white people sitting in the back and don't say anything, and they see the wickedness and the nastiness. You know, every white person ain't doing the school shootings and the slaughtering women and people for no reason, apparent reason, and you just sit in the back and don't say anything. So you just as guilty. But let me show you. Let's go in these comments here. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Look at this here. Now these are look at the plane now. They get ready to go on a trip. Look at the plane. Pay attention to the plane now. You know, hold on. You know what the lady said? The lady say, she say, it's too much going on. Huh? Too much going on. And look at who got what going on and who's fighting and arguing. People trying to get on the plane or get off the plane. Whichever one they getting on the plane or trying to get, well, no matter whether getting on or getting off. Look at who's calling all the drama and who's booting up at one another. Check this out. Y'all bear with me. I got to turn the volume up. Wait, what?
Excuse me, love. Thank you. Thank you. Come on. Excuse me. Come on.
Let me click on this, y'all. Let me click on that real quick. Let me just click on it. Let me see if it'll play better. I don't know why it's, you know, sometimes them people it do it on this here. I guess it won't click. I know okay, because it's in the comment section. Let's just let it play. Let me start it over a bit. Let me start it over. Now pay attention to the flight attendant hiding behind the chair, y'all.
Wait, don't do that, Joe. We're not doing nothing. Nobody
Wait, what?
Excuse me, love. Thank you. Thank you. Come on. Excuse me. Come on.
Bear with the pause, y'all. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I guess because they on the plane. Whoever filming.
Oh, this one. Not.
Come on. Don't wait. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Human right? Sorry, human right?
Who's not stopping me from moving? What's wrong with you? Would you not let me?
That's not me, man. It getting on my nerves too, y'all. But hey, y'all see what's going on. So just watch it and look at all of the. They got different scenes. This one person right here, I guess it's paused because he's in the airport or on the plane or whatever, you know. But it's clearly what's going on is that all the back and forth and the arguing. All they doing is getting off the plane, and they're doing what? They're arguing, and they can't even just decent just get off the plane and leave the plane, but just hear them out.
I got too much going on. Beat your ass too. Oh, you on no plane? Really?
Anthony, you can get you another phone, man. Get you another better service because this shit is doing two pause. That's pausing. But y'all see what's going on. I'm not gonna play anymore. But it still had about I'm on 155 minutes and 55 seconds. It had 2 minutes and 27 seconds. I'm not gonna play it anymore because but the point is that they couldn't just get off the plane. They were arguing and bickering and fighting and pushing one another. And they're doing this to one another, right? You know, black women, and not all black women. I understand that because most of y'all, but most of these content creators, they love pointing to what the so-called black woman, so-called, should I say, black community, right? Why I say so-called? Nobody's black. They love calling. When most of you all make content, and the so-called black woman is the one that pushing forth the wickedness, you know. Again, not all black people, right? Not all black people, not all black women. But guess what? Because most of you all content creators love painting the so-called black community with a broad paintbrush, and not highlighting the what? the horse mouth, the horse hair, the loud mouth, ghetto black woman. Huh? You know, y'all some sadistic whores, man. That's what you are. You know what? Let's look that word up, sadistic. Bear with me. Let me look this word up. Let me show you something. Sadistic. Sadistic. Deriving pleasure from what? Inflicting pain, suffering, or humiliation on others, as well as self. This is what y'all do. Y'all love what? Inflicting what? Inflicting suffering or humiliation on others. Right? And, you know, we as so-called black people, we what? You know, we be embarrassed to even be around you, man. Because you can't go nowhere. You can't go to a restaurant and sit down and eat without running your mouth, without running out of the restaurant, not paying you for your bill. You ain't got no man now, you're going to run. You know, that's the second option. But the first option, you ain't going to tip nobody. And everybody will tell you that the so-called black woman don't tip nobody. But they eat the most food. Sadistic, deriving pleasure from what? Inflicting pain, suffering, or what? Humiliation on others. Clear example. You know, the Chicago thing is all over the news. Now everybody talking about it. Everybody talking about it. Done a video on it last night, but guess what? It wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. Because, you know what? Y'all love, like I said, y'all love, you know what? I got the video here. Let me show you something here real quick. Let me show you something what I mean. Y'all love inflicting pain on one another, y'all. Let's see something here. Y'all bear with me. What that video is. Y'all love, look at this here. Listen to this here. Y'all a bunch of animals, man. Listen to this here. It's short, it's short. What you think happened to her? Let me pause it for a minute so we get where we're at. What y'all think happened to her? What y'all think happened to her, y'all? Let her tell you.
You know what? Y'all hoes got me today. Y'all got me today, but tomorrow
They gonna whoop that ass again. They whooped your ass today. They gonna whoop your ass tomorrow. Just give up. Call the police. And if you do take your ass around, then take about 5 more motherfuckers with you. Sometimes you just gotta know when to hold them. Know when to fold them.
Huh? See, y'all don't use common sense and common logic when dealing with matters. Because this is what all y'all know how to do is what? Is to inflict pain and suffering on one another. That's what y'all do. Because you what? You don't have no guidance. Because why you ain't got no guidance? Because you ain't got no man in the home. You ain't got no man in the home. You don't have any man at home. Let's click back over here. Let's do this here. I ain't through. Let's do this here. You know, most of these gonna be videos I gotta jump back and forth to. But let's do this right here. Let's get this off here. Let's get this off here. You know, she done got beat up by a bunch of women, and then what happened? What happened to her when she got beat up? She talking about going back over there and get beat up again. You know, it don't make no sense. It don't make sense. Let the thing kick in, y'all. Y'all bear with me. It don't make any sense. You all forever targeting one another and want to jump on one another. You know, you never, y'all never cared about each other, man, and damn sure don't care about what? Your husbands. So let's see this right here, right quick. Where that video at? Where that video at? Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Hold up. This damn thing don't want to do right for nothing in the world. Hold up, y'all. I'm about to get on this right here. Y'all hold up. Here we go right here. This is the woman that giving her. This is the this is Eve talking about Eve in the incident that took place in Chicago, right? She said, "I approve this message." This is a so-called black woman coming up against what? Another so-called black woman. Because why? Of the actions of one another. Y'all bear with me. Let me Get this sound going. Listen to this here. You know, more of this is needed.
Down there in Chicago, huh? Who daughters apologize? No, you don't get to tell us how to treat your daughter, because I watched that clip. You understand me? I watched that clip. She was not a child the way she was cussing, baby. She done heard some things and seen some things, young lady. You did a terrible job. You did a terrible job. Now, I know as a mother, our kids do things behind our back. Because I got a grown child, young lady. But I'm going to tell you one thing is for certain. And two things is for sure. You, my sister, are a disrespectful bitch. Because, see, she learned that behavior from somebody. So, it would never behoove me or surprise me that you may very well talk to your own mama like that. There is no way that young lady knows how to cuss and or attack an adult with her fucking kids. You don't get to tell us we can't cuss her motherfucking ass out. Because I would have beat your daughter into motherfucking oblivion. And bitch, I'd be suing you. Your apology would mean nothing to me. She had several chances, her and her grown-ass friends, to walk the fuck away. They chose to chase this woman, do you understand me? And taunt this woman, you understand me? In front of her small motherfucking kids. Your daughter grown as fuck. She need her ass told every which way to Sunday. Do you understand me, woman? Do you understand me? My daughter is grown. And if I ever heard her talking to another adult like that, I would wring her neck. I dare you talk to an adult like that. Grown ass. Girl, fuck you and your child.
Huh? What do you say? F you and your child. See, you know, now you seeing what? You seeing the overall effects of what? Of Eve behavior. Man, look, man, Eve has been exposed just like the so-called white man is being exposed. They both are being exposed for what? Where we at? Let me see something right quick. Here's another one right here. These are two three charged in after school attack in Delaware. Now this is in Delaware. Well, listen to what she said. This is a photo in what they said, right? Look at what they say here, right? They say three charged in after school attack in Delaware. This is Delaware. These is mothers, right? Why? Let's get to the comments. Look at the comments. Let's get to the comments, y'all. Y'all bear with me. Okay. Three charged in after school attack in Delaware. Okay. Keotia says, Watson says, they look like they stayed in shit. See, these are black women calling out other black women behavior. See, now it appears that the so-called sisterhood is not a sisterhood anymore. Because why? Because a lot of I mean, you know, Eve is doing so much in her actions. You know, they're doing so much. They're flooding the internet with what? With nothing but negative energy, man. When I say negative energy, it's full of nothing but wickedness and stupid shit. Glenda Smallwood says, now charge the ones in Chicago. See that? See, these so-called black women is doing what? Calling out other black women. Let's see what the replies is. Lena Bell says, and their parents. Huh? Danielle says, these are all black women. Yes, I agree. 100%. I read they were gifted a new home, car, and transferred to another school in a trip to L.A. Who wants to go to L.A.? All that shit going on. Anyway, David, finally a brother. Yes, little Zay is from Chicago, and he flew the mom and her kids out to L.A. to eat dinner with them and bought. I'm not aware of this. What happened in Delaware? I'm not aware of this here. I haven't. I missed this here. Looked like it was about. Well, they say. Well, this thing 17 hours ago. I missed this here, but I seen it. I said I'm gonna put this clip. I'm gonna put this up in here with this here. Anyway, to eat dinner with all the kids, Christmas. I don't know how old this is. The comments and stuff. The oldest comment I've seen is 10 hours, 16 hours ago. So, okay, Tracy says yes. The GoFundMe racked up over $200K. He be getting that money, man. Rodney Wyatt says, not saying something should be done. Those are kids. There is a difference. We don't know what kind of trauma those kids have been through. To lack empathy in I'm praying for the lady and her her family as well as the children in Chicago. For future, that was horrific and heartbreaking. So let's get to, but hey, y'all see what it is. So these women right here was in Delaware. I was not aware of this here. This was in Delaware, and it went down like that, right? Let's see something here. Y'all bear with me. What did it say? Let's go to the next one here. Y'all bear with me here. Let me see something here. It's another video I wanted to get here. What this sister said. I can't remember why. Y'all bear with me. Hold up. Here it is. Here it is. Now this is actually a video here. Right? I can't remember. She said, "You ain't scaring me." He was at each other's throat because of what? Of wickedness. Listen to this little demon here.
Why?
See, this is why these children who raising these children to be acting in this manner right here. I'm gonna pause this for a minute. Now this is a great example of what I'm talking about. This little young lady right here, right, which is the same little gremlin be in the neighborhood fighting and this is what they raising, right? The child say, "You ain't scaring me." Check this out.
Why do you keep leaving out this house?
I don't care about you, but why you recording for?
Give me the phone. Amir, I'm not about to play with you.
Okay.
Why the fuck you keep leaving out this goddamn house?
You wanna fight or something? Move, stop hitting me.
Why do you keep leaving out this house?
Nigga, I'll leave again. What is you saying? What the baby this time? You saying? You ain't scaring me. What? Care about your recording? That's all you know how to do is record? What you gonna call the cops next? Like, what you recording for?
To every parent out there whose children disrespect like this.
Send them damn parent. See, they love using that goddamn broad brush when we talk about Eve black ass. Y'all love using that goddamn broad brush to my parents and always trying to go outside of the rim or of the goddamn horse. Huh? Y'all know who the problem is. And let's just hear out.
Like what you just watched. I want to guarantee you that this behavior doesn't start overnight. It starts when they're kids.
You're like a man right here, man. I don't know. I think it might be a man, but it don't make no difference. The message is here.
And they're cursing and using bad words. And you think it's cute. And when people tell you to caution your kid, you tell them to mind their business. Or you ask people not to speak about your child. When they become...
If you're not, I apologize. But it look like I'm shooting. Leave it alone.
Uncontrollable teenagers, now you're putting them on social media and you want help from people, from strangers on the internet who don't even care about you. Now you have to deal with the mess that you created. So please stop putting them kids on social media and go deal with the BS. Because you bred that monster.
You who? You who? Let's go in the comment section. Let's go in the comment. Y'all don't see it though. So I'm gonna read it. Don't read a few of them. I ain't gonna read the whole. I'm gonna read a couple of them. Kim Fox say, "Man, I would have folded her like a beach towel." See, violence. This is what they do. But guess what? They started this. They'll read. They watch you do the same thing. So guess what? You're raising the same little monster that you were. Your behavior, as the mother, so is the daughter. You can't get around it. Prime Time say she would have been sliding down them stairs. Mr. Mac Charles say, Matthew say, it starts when you stop putting your hands on them. Now, for at some point, all y'all need y'all ass whooped, mothers and daughters. All of them need their ass whooped. Yeah, they need their ass whooped. That's the only way they're gonna get in order, man. Because Esau teaches, first off, not to touch the women, no matter what they do. If they hit you across the head with a 2x4, don't touch them. Goddamn lie. Anyway, don't whoop your children. You got the children, call the police. But she said, what the daughter said? She said, what you gonna do, call the police next? Snatch the phone back, you ain't getting this phone. Just getting slick mouth all. So you can tell she got hold of her mama ass before. She's scared to death of that young girl, but she created that problem. Guess what? Let her deal with it. Valerie says, that's what teachers have to contend with. If mamas struggle with you, now teachers do battle. So, what y'all always want to do what? He shouldn't have did that. That man shouldn't have did. See, when the men get hold their little asses, and then what you want to do? You want to call him out and say he's this, he's that, he's child. That's a child. No, them are young women. Them are young women with wicked behaviors, with sadistic behavior. They love inflicting pain on other people. Cassie says she's still standing in a wake. Wow. Lane Anderson say these are all women now. I got two guys, but most of these, 90% of these comments is women. Talk about another woman. Baby. Then them stairs would have been an accident. Shadrika Clark say, cut the phone off and lock your door. She want to go, let her go. No. See? No control, no self-control. Y'all don't know how to parent. You're not a parent, you don't have control over because some of these girls will get bigger than y'all asses. And most of y'all are petite. Well, I'll take that back. Most of y'all are not petite. Most of y'all are big backs. Jeffrey Morgan says, sealed and signed. Shantae Thomas says, sometimes you gotta show them what, cause ain't no way. See? That's all y'all know. That's all y'all know. Beat down. But guess what? A lot of y'all need your asses whooped. But this is what you raise. This is why you raise, because you ain't got no structure in the home. I got one more, y'all. To show. I'm just highlighting and showing you, the wickedness.
You keep leaving out this house.
Hold on.
Give me the phone. Amir, I'm not about to play with you. Why the fuck you keep leaving?
That girl said, I ain't studying that shit. Let me find this other video with him. Here we go right here. Now, this sister right here, listen to this sister here. We're going to listen to her then. This is going to be the end of that. I'm in video. I'm going to go to my precepts and I'm going to close this out. Because I think the point is already proven. This brother here got this sister on him. Let's see. Let's just let her cook. It ain't long.
Dumbest group in America. They're literally churning cash out. Women are the dumbest group in America. They're literally churning cash outs. All of their ideology is backwards, and everything that they believe in is dysfunctional. These are the defenders of the dysfunction and the chaos. They encourage it.
Dysfunction and the chaos of what? Starting with what? Your children. This is the dysfunction and the chaos with the children. Black women. Ain't nobody finna get no damn broad breast. That's wide in the back of him. finna take no broad brush and say black people. Or so-called, or black people this, black people that, black people this. No. Black woman this, black woman that, black woman this. This is teaching. This is all of the madness in what? In these homes. This is all of the madness you see across the internet at the present moment. Is what? Women being what? Being little demons. This is what, and who raising them? Who raising them?
Group in America. They're literally train crash outs. All of their ideology is backwards, and everything that they believe in is dysfunctional. These are the defenders of the dysfunction and the chaos. They encourage it. And you know that because look at Sexy Red. They allow her to sell booty hole brown and gonorrhea lip glosses. Disgusting. And then they get all these degrees to still come out broke, alone, and in debt. Not to mention they let the government convince them to destroy their children and to go against the very men that are put here to protect them. And this is why they fall for every scam that the government push. Feminism, abortion, birth control. They even fail for the scam that they're the smartest group in America. You are not the most educated. You are the most indoctrinated. Congratulations.
Indoctrinated. Meaning y'all fall for every damn scam, every religion come out, every scam, every this, that. We gonna march today because of the fruity people want us to march with them. All you gotta do is put a dollar sign on anything, and then the dollar amount don't be a whole lot. And y'all do what? Y'all ride right along with it. Why? Because you're dysfunctional, and your ass is sadistic, and because why? Y'all love inflicting pain on people, which is one start with what? You all first.
And you talk so much about your degrees, and black men still make more money than you and raise better children than you. Amazing. And you know what? The solution is just very simple. Bow out and let black men lead. Simple.
That'll never happen in this devil's kingdom. It'll never happen in this devil's kingdom. You want to know why? Because they're what? They got that hedge of protection, but you see, just as well as Esau Edom, the so-called white man, that hedge of protection that he had is what? It's dwindling, and in the process of what? He's dwindling down to what? To nothing. Eve is dwindling. Now the so-called white man actually now pulling their asses over. You can ride around with no tag, no insurance, no driver license. I mean, go from state to state to state to state to state. Even go out of what? Out of countries. Huh? I don't know how most of them get out of the country because a lot of them, most of them don't have IDs and driver license. We already know a lot of that shit fake, right? Because that's the only way they're going to get out. Because a lot of them got what? A lot of them got too many tickets and too many this and too many that, but they still can go what? On boat trips. Make that make sense. Just make that shit make sense. You know. Yeah, but but like again, back to them hating one another. Don't let both of them find out about they dating the same man. Huh? Don't let them find out what that precept is. Ecclesiastes 26 and verse 6. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman. Huh? And it what? Because that's most of the jealousy and envy that you all what? Most of you all laying down with the same goddamn man. You have 25 young men in the hood, and you got women gonna always outnumber the men. You got 50 women in the hood, right? Out of all them 25 of them men, it's probably about 3 or maybe 4 of them that's knocking all of them down, making it pregnant, impregnating all of them. Because all y'all like the same man, but y'all say in a minute you want a godly man, you want this and you want that, and most of y'all don't know half the thing you're asking for. You don't know what the hell you're asking for, because you just running rampant. You doing what? You just running around and just gadding abroad, running the damn street. That's what you're doing. You know the scriptures is true when it say of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. And through her we all die. Get a water no passage. Neither what? Neither a wicked woman to gad abroad. That word gad go into what? Running the streets, man. How in the hell can a bunch of women on welfare and welfare got homes that are paid for welfare, on welfare, take 2, 3, 4 trips a year on a goddamn boat, planes, or wherever, out of the country. How is that possible? The government made it possible. Why they made it possible? To keep the men at the home, to keep the what? The dysfunction of what? Of the homes. Why? To keep everything messed up. A drunken woman in a gutter abroad means somebody that's a street runner, not just in the neighborhood. They're in what? They're in other countries. A drunken woman in a gutter abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. And none of them is shame of what they do. They're not ashamed. They are not ashamed of what they do. What they do, because why? Because they've been taught like that, and shame is something that these women look like. What that woman name just said, Sexy Red, got lipstick and perfume, booty hole brown and all. That's some nasty, disgusting shit. But y'all highlight that and y'all go crazy over it. Go crazy over it. You know, like again, you never cared about each other, for one, and damn sure never cared about your husbands, your children, boyfriends, or whatever you want to call it, etc. Whatever term you want to use to call him, right? Ecclesiastes, what that is, I just quoted it in Ecclesiastes 26 and verse 7. No, I didn't. Ecclesiastes 26 and verse 7. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that has hold of her is as though what? He held a scorpion. Because they are what? 1 minute they what? They're all right. Everything good. Why? Because they don't have nowhere to go. They probably ran out of money. He ain't got no money because she's spending it all. Then as soon as she get a little money in her hand, what she gonna do? She gonna start a fight, gonna start a confrontation, so she can do what? Go off and run the street with her friend. If not run the street with her friend, she gonna go be with what? Be with another man. This is a daily routine of what? Of these women. A daily routine. What that is, I want verse 23, which is Ecclesiasticus 26 and 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So guess what? If you got a wicked ass woman in the house, I'm talking about, it don't matter whether you Israelites or whatever, you probably need to check yourself. You probably need to check yourself, because the Most High will get either get her in line, her mind, right, or get rid of her, or whatever the case is. But hey, we're not gonna always have a perfect household when it comes to what picking, because we have slim pickings in America when it comes to what the so-called black woman. Huh? A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that fears the Lord. So I guess most of you all might not fear the Lord like you say you do, right? Verse 24: a dishonest woman contempteth with what? Shame. But an honest woman will what? Will reverence her husband. Means she's going to have what? Deep respect for him. If your woman don't have deep respect for you, or don't respect you at all, hey, you need to check yourself. Right? Or check her ass. A shameful woman, verse 25, a shameful woman shall be counted as a dog. That's it. That's what they are. Because most of them act like dogs. What? Because they take their ass and turn it up to every man that what? That look good to them. Not every man that what? They don't want no husband. They don't want to be with a man. They want to be with men. Right? Because they have this place, America have allowed them to do what? To do too much running the streets. And nobody can tell them what to do, because this is the way that this system is designed. They're designed to what? To keep dysfunctional homes. And if the woman is dysfunctional, because she's the one supposed to head the home. When I say head the home, I'm talking about heading the children of the home. Right? So if she got dysfunctional children in the houses in disarray, and the children out in the street running amok, guess whose fault that is? Right? And we know the men are not in the home. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. No wisdom in our neighborhood when it comes to what our women. No wisdom. Because if there was, they'll be honoring what? Their husband. Shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride, they pride is through the roof. Like Esau, Edom pride through the roof. Both of them has what? Has overwhelming proudness about themselves. Because why? Because they have been what? Doing and running a mockery and a circle around everybody, thinking they are the wisest ones of them all. But Esau, Edom is considered the what? It's more wiser than the children of light, meaning us as Israelites. We are the children of light, but we don't obtain any understanding concerning our God. Why? Because we're under the curses. But Esau, Edom, he's going to remain the wicked and going to continue to be the wicked until Yahweh Hashem Yahweh come here to take him out of what? Out of power and authority. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. So you're ungodly if you're not honoring your husband. A loud crying woman and a scald shall be sought out to drive away the enemy. A loud-mouthed, ignorant woman, you can use her to drive off what? Your enemies. Because the enemy, a man's enemy is what? Jake is the woman that's in this home. The scriptures say that. Right? So this is last but least, Ecclesiastes. Now Ecclesiastes 7:26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, meaning traps. Most of these women are traps to what? To men. Because why? This is what they are. They're not for your benefit at all. All they want to do is what? Is to be free to lay down and sleep with anybody and get abroad. They're fun. You got to be aware of those fun girls. Love to have fun. Fun. Fun, whores. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, meaning she's a trap. In her hands as bands, who pleaseth God, whoever pleases God, whatever man pleases the Most High, shall escape from her. But the sinner shall be taken by her. So if you've been taken by an evil woman, and she have caught you up in those snares and nets, guess what? This all of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So on that note, say, call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rokai Kodash. Shalom.